Hello, good evening, and welcome to Lyming with Sylvia. This is episode 2, and just welcome. If you want to ask me questions, you may leave a comment in the live chat, and I will certainly respond to it. And also, now this evening is just about getting to know me better. So I share poetry with you that I've written, childhood anecdotes, things I'm working on, and we're just gonna do this for the next hour. So welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So without further ado, all right. Now, where to start? Let's chat with a childhood story. So I don't remember what age this was, but we decided we were going to play police and thief. And I remember we were planning how we're going to play. I think my big sister was going to be the shopkeeper. My brother would have been the policeman, and I would have been the robber. Of course, if you remember anything from the last live stream I did on Lyming with Sylvia, there was my little sister. So I was there planning how we're going to rob the store. So my mother heard us and she put a stop to it immediately. She said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, we're playing police and thief." And she said, and what are you doing?" I said, "Well, we're planning the robbery." And she said, and my little sister, she really had no part in it except to just look at me and go, right? And my mother said, "Oh no, I think I might have been about 7." And she went, "You're just 7 years old and you're planning a robbery with this detail?" She said, "Girl, you are never to play this game again. And not only that, um, please be sure to use your brain for good when you grow up and not towards things like this." Now, that's very relevant, because a lot of times we have children, we don't pay attention to the games they're playing and how they're really interacting with these games. And it really, when you watch how they play with these games, it really gives you some insight into the kind of personality they have. So you have to know whether or not to put a stop to it or not. I thank the Lord that my mother actually did put a stop to it. Because who knows? I decided to use my brain for better things. Okay, so I'm going to share a poem with you, and it's called My Mama's Laugh. Now, I wrote this poem because I just noticed how my mother, how she deals with situation, and I think this is what made me deal with situations the way I deal. So here goes, My Mama's Laugh. She doubled over, head thrown back, mouth open wide, eyes closed and tears streaming down her face. From the depths of her comes a high-pitched scream. Don't be alarmed, that's my mama laughing. A long drawn out ha, red-faced and gasping, "Silly, and what am I gonna do with you?" as I regale her with yet another joke. It's a musical sound, as she forgets what she has taught me about being ladylike and laughing like this, ha ha ha, degenerating to unladylike screams of "a weak lad, God, where me get this picnic from? If me never see you for myself when you're born, I would have said them switch you." My mama's laughing. Even when life's greatest curveballs are thrown, even through her tears, ha ha, boy. That's my mama laughing. But there's no hilarity, just contemplation and reflection on life's oddities. But even that somber laugh banishes her pain. I'm tickling her funny bone again, and soon she's screaming, "Karen McCart, shut up now! Humph. I go into my bed. My mama's laughing, and for a short time, she's forgetting her troubles. All right. Welcome. Welcome. You're in the chat. Please don't forget you can just click on the live chat button down there and you can make your comments and ask your questions. Just let me know if you're hearing me clearly because sometimes I could be talking away and nobody's hearing. All right. So the next thing now, I'm waiting on my cousin to join us so we can tell you some more childhood stories, but I'm going to tell you of a school story. My I used to go to Balcom Drive all age school, and we used to have. I don't know if anybody remembers when Pete's Patties came out as competition to Tasties, and there was a branch at the Malines Road up near the intersection with the Washington Boulevard, Marvelly, right? So I used to come out of school at lunchtime through the hole in the fence and walk up to Pete's Patty. And I would buy, everybody would give me money to buy patty, and I would buy patty for myself and everybody. But, at that age, I could eat then like I cannot eat now. I could put away four patties and cocoa bread easily because I really had a high energy lifestyle. And I could put that away easily. I mean, I used to play dandy shandy cricket, you name it. I was just doing that. Anyway, so we used to go up there and I used to go up there and I used to buy patties and I would be eating halfway along the way as I hit the gully bank coming back because what would happen is invariably I would be late to get back to school. So that's Pete's Patty. I don't know whoever had the Pete's Patty experience that they can relate to what I'm talking about, but trust me, it was really good patty at the time. I don't know what's happening with them now because I don't really eat patties anymore, but it was an interesting time going to Balcom Drive all age school. And another thing too is I used to in my that school I had a friend by the name of Peter Johnson, and we used to play a game called Stocky or Freeze, nobody melt you a tie. So what would happen is somebody would look at you and go, Freeze, nobody melt you a tie, no backfire, no multiply, and you can't move. You can't say you backfire it, and they used to cross their hands like that, and you can't say you backfire it because they say no backfire. You can't multiply it when meaning that you can say freeze times two, and so if they freeze you for like 15 minutes, you can freeze them for half hour kind of thing. But why I remember this incident is because Peter Johnson, he froze me during lunchtime and then went to class. So I was late getting back to class, which did not sit well with my teachers. All right, so let me share another poem called The Season's End. Now, I have a best friend. He's a singer. I've known him from I was 10 years old. I mean, well, now that I'm married, he's my second best friend, right? But I know him from I was 10 years old, and we talk a lot. Trust me, we talk a lot. I don't remember what was happening, why I wrote this poem. But I'm going to read the poem. It's called The Season Ends. And I'm going to tell you his response to the poem because I sent it to him. And this poem was written in 2012. For everything a reason. Friendships die, friendships start. People come together and then they part. There is a time and a season when there is a rent in the garment that cannot be sewn. When what must be is made manifest and becomes a certainty. Once like bastions, these friendships seemed, but walls become breached, the trumpet sounds, and nobody can be reached. To each other like beacons in time of trouble, just one call and a rush to rescue, just to give a listening ear, to invigorate anew. Now grief burgeons. It's time to mourn, to weep for what has died slowly. The time of grieving passing, giving way to light, though felt deeply. Well, I want to tell you, I sent that poem to Peter, and what Peter did was just give me back a response was, me and your friendship can't done. So, no matter with that. Well, I'm happy to say we are really still good friends to this day. And, God is really good. So, I'm going to share some pictures of him that I took in the studio once when I went by the studio with him. This was in 2009. Yeah, because I did photography. And I think Taurus Riley was in the studio and they were doing some jams. It wasn't his turn to record yet. So Taurus Riley was in the studio and some reasoning was going on and thing. And I was trying not to use the flash because I didn't want to disturb them. So I'm going to share my screen with you now. And, well, just tell you about the pictures. So let me, here we go, share that. So this was him listening to the whole thing, and it was really dark in the studio. So, and I said I was trying not to use any flash. So this is him in him reasoning state, And then the music started jamming, and everybody was just there concentrating and just jamming to the music. And then, well, I caught him unawares, and then he caught me here. And this is actually my favorite picture. This is Dean listening and concentrating on how Taurus was singing, how he was just soaking up the music. And Dean Fraser is actually one of my favorite musicians. I mean, I've been a fan since I first heard him play the saxophone, and he was just listening and just jamming to this music, and then he just went into this moment of deep concentration, and you could see that he was just soaking up the music, and it was, to me, it was as if he was listening to every single note. So that's that for the pictures with Peter. So I'm going to share some pictures now of once again, I'm welcoming you to the chat. As I said, feel free to click on the live chat and make your comments. So I'm going to share with you now. I promised from the last live stream, I'm going to share a pictures from my wedding, because I couldn't find the album the last time. All right, let me get the stream ready. In the meantime, let's just do that. All right, it's not allowing me to. Here we go. Okay, this is actually my favorite wedding picture. That's my husband, who you all know I refer to as the real big man. So we did something that eventually became a trend, I guess, with a lot of people doing their wedding scenes outside of the normal. I used to do wedding photography too, so I kind of just had this knack. And these pictures were taken by my friend Chris Clare of Zulus Pro Photography. But we were actually here at Cannonball Cafe and Manor Park. So we took the pictures up at Manor Park Plaza, and he had finished his drink and was begging me some of mine. So he claimed that he was, I don't know what's the word, bribing me. But it was a nice picture. Now I told you about the rum punch. So in this picture, this is me in the van. I hadn't gotten married yet. This is my sister Marjorie. and this is my friend Rasrod. He made the rum punch and brought it to me to taste. This was my reaction to the rum punch, which we later christened the rum brawl. That wasn't a punch, that was an all-out fight. So the next set of pictures, I can't tell you the joke, but this was a sequence of shots that Christopher Clare caught, as Ron was telling me about something that he did, and I just collapsed. So this is me in reaction to what he told me. This was basically me. The two of us were just done. Okay, we were just done right there. So this is my aunt, at whose house I had the weddings. My aunt Perdita. This is us. We're always like this, laughing and carrying on and misbehaving. But she is a joy. I just have to just big her up. She is a joy. All right, so that's my those are some of my pictures. All right, so next item is, let me tick off. Um, the army slop. Now, when I was about 6 years old, well, I spent a lot of time in the kitchen with my mother when my father died. So I spent a lot of time on a high stool sitting with her in the kitchen and also reading. So it's no surprise that my two great loves are reading and cooking. So mommy decided that she was going to teach me to cook um the the Sunday dinner, which at the time was stew beef with potatoes and rice and peas. So she says, okay, just keep tipping water in the stew beef, and when it gets soft, you know that it's cooked. Well, I want to tell you that I actually cooked that stew beef down to gravy. It tasted great, but it was hence christened the army slap. Okay? Now, on the same cooking note, my mother instituted a thing called cook's privilege. So whoever cooked the Sunday dinner could get to share however much they wanted for themselves. Well, you can't tell a little girl like me that, right? Because I loved roast chicken. So whenever it was time for, I still love roast chicken. But nobody really cooks roast chicken the way we used to do it. I mean, the skin was crispy, and mommy would just do soy sauce with scallion in it that she would just marinate overnight, and then you tear off your chicken and you put some of that soy sauce on it, and I mean, it was just, I better stop coming mouth watering. But basically, I would end up with quite a portion of the dinner for myself. Now, I don't know where they used to put all that food that I used to eat, right? But I used to put away food between the ages of um say 8 to 15. I don't know where I put food. It's like I couldn't put on weight. Actually, it was when I stopped swimming in lower sixth that I actually started to put on weight. You could actually see in the next episode of Lyming with Sylvia, you will see the picture, the transition of, I don't even know if I have it here, but if I have it, I will show you. You will see the transition of the different facial features, and you could tell when I stopped exercising. But anyway, my mother saw the injustice that was being done, and so the cook's privilege was revoked. Now, I don't know why my cousin hasn't come on yet, but I'm just giving him a little time. So I'm going to share another poem called I Walk On. Where is it? I walk on. I walk upon previously trodden paths, but going where no man has gone before. In my mind, I've arrived at my destination, conquering each hurdle as they come. I walk on. My inspiration is in the youth, the ones who say that's impossible, but they try anyway. I walk on. My strength lies in God. Send me clouds, protect me from the sun. I ask in faith, and He delivered. I walk on. My resolve lies in love received in disbelievers who now believe. I walk on. The darkest hour is before the dawn. My goal in sight, I walk on. Now you must take the path I left. You must now believe in yourself. That impossible task, don't put it down yet. As for me, there's more inside left. Another goal to which to aspire. One short rest so I will not tire. And so, eyes forward, my mind resolved. I picture myself at my destination, one foot in front of the other, and I walk on. I walk on. Yeah. If you like that poem, don't forget, give me a thumbs up. Give me some. Oh, by the way, YouTube does like, thumbs up, likes. Hey, Shera in Gambi, my friend from Zambia. She's so faithful to come on when we have meds in the morning. So I guess it would be about what time there now, Shara? You're in Zambia. Um, you're 6 hours ahead. We're 7:21. That puts you at 1 o'clock in the morning, girl. Don't you have to go to work in the morning? I hope you're enjoying the stream though. So that was my poem. I walk on. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, leave a like, and subscribe and share. It's 2 in the morning. Wow. Um, well, don't worry, we won't be on for very, very long. All right, so it looks as if my guest is a no-show, so we will quite likely be finishing earlier than normal. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to others who may not be in the live chat but are in the stream watching. All right, next item on the agenda. I'm going to tell you a story about when I became a fisherman. I'm emphasizing fisherman. Okay? Hold on, let me check something. Okay. Where is it? No, not that. I'm finished with that. So I'm going to read it because I had made a Facebook post, right? About it because the experience was so incredible. So I said, as of June 9th, coincidentally my birthday, I officially became a fisherman. Yes, I said fisherman. It all started one sunny day when I decided to get a fishing license, because the boat launch and thing and didn't want no trouble with the Coast Guard. Now, what had happened is my husband was about to launch his boat, and to go to sea with him because it was a fishing vessel, I had to have a fishing license. So when I called the fisheries division, I was told all I would need is an ID and 250 Jamaican dollars. So I set out and forward down to the place, and the conversation went something like this. Note the switch to patois because I get annoyed every time I think about it. When I saw the man, well, let me speak properly for those who, not properly, let me speak in as close to English as possible, so for all those who are not Jamaican can understand me. So when I saw the man, he said, "Oh, you're a woman." Needless to say, I looked myself over again and I said, "Yes, I am." "And you want to go to sea?" "Yes, I do." "Well, you have to get a letter from a JP to say that you want to go to sea." And I said, "Why?" "Cause you is a woman." And I said, "If I was a man, no, you would need one." Well, my language was a little bit colorful those days, so I kind of gave him a little bit of the Crayola box, right? And I said, he looks at me and he says, "I understand, but it's not me make the rules," right? Anyway, I dutifully went and got my letter. The JP incidentally thought the whole thing was really stupid, and yesterday I got my fishing license, so that would have been June 9th. This was 2008. Now, when I was going to get the letter done, the Fisheries Division said I was applying for a fisher folk license. But when I get there, it said fisherman license. So I am a fisherman, but otherwise I'm a woman. I'm telling you, every time I think about that story, I crack up. Okay, and I also remember another incident in my former marriage. My ex-husband and I went to get um to sign as guarantor for a loan for his brother, and they told me that, and it was my money. No, it was I was working at the time. I had good money coming in. The guy told me that my husband would have to approve me guaranteeing the loan also. He was ticked off, to say the least. And so we got it done because we wanted to help somebody, but otherwise we'd have just walk out of there. So talking about my experience now with my current husband, who is a fisherman, never a dull moment with him. Okay. Now, if it swims in the sea, he will eat it, not I. Okay. I like fish. I like crab. I like lobster. I like shrimp. But things like eel and squid and those things, no, those things don't rock my boat at all. Okay. So what I did, so imagine my shock. One night I got up about midnight. I don't know why I went in the freezer, but my scream, I'm sure, could have been heard all across the island because I saw what I thought was a snake in the freezer. Not even a bag, he just flung it in the freezer. So I said, not going to happen. I realized it was an eel, so I calmed down, right? Anyway, fast forward 2 days, I come home and he's cooking. And he says, you want something to eat? And I was about to say yes, And I said, what are you cooking? He said, seafood. So I opened the freezer door and saw that the eel was missing. And my response was, it's okay. I will just have a salad. As a matter of fact, that's my response to a lot of things that he cooked. Like when he cooks squid and that kind of stuff. No, you won't get me to eat octopus. And no, 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 no. Not I, said this duck. Okay? All right. Well, we're wrapping up. I'm going to share with you. I have one more poem to share with you. But I'm also going to share with you some of what I'm working on right now. So I'm currently working on a series called Undying Love. And here, in progress. And Undying Love has 7 books in that series. So I've started to write on the vastness of his love. So all the titles in the series are The Vastness of His Love, In His Arms, The Bridegroom's Passionate Desire, The Goodness of His Love, Yeshua, the Father's love thought towards us, Overtures of the Bride, and Red is the Color of His Love, Redemption, Resurrection, and Restoration. So, let me just delete this thing out of here. Just bear with me 1 minute. Let me open the document. The vastness of his love. And give me a thumbs up or give me a comment in the comment box if you like where it is so far. I will share more of it as we have Lyming with Sylvia. So the vastness of his love. Oh, scrolling down. Wow. My moose. I should have prepared this earlier. So let me give you what I have in the preface, okay? I find myself consumed with a desire to encourage others into a love relationship with Jesus. Having come to know him as a lover of my soul, I am enamored of him. My whole life is about wanting to please him. To know that forgiveness, restoration, redemption, and his unconditional love are mine for the asking is joy unfettered and everlasting. Because I am growing in his love daily, each day I am searching for ways to please him. I want to hear him speak through his word, his audible voice, or more intimately, his whisper. Resting in his love brings everlasting peace. I am unmoved in the storms of life because his love is a certainty in my life. I hope this book ministers to your heart and that you will be encouraged to seek out this divine love. So I'm going to read some excerpts from chapter 1 for you, and I hope you enjoy it. The vastness of his love. So I wrote a poem. So a definition of vastness is very great in size, extent or quantity, very great in scope or import, immense. This is from dictionary.com. So the poem that I start with is, where does the horizon end? Can I see it with my eye? For now, when I look out to its end, I am looking into the sky. A never ending stream of love comes from you. From consciousness to dream, it seamlessly moves through. Can I its depths fathom? Can it end, this love so divine? Can it be dimmed, its enthusiasm? I only know to claim it's mine. The vastness of God's love is so great, so immense, that it defies the very limits of our imagination. Can we comprehend it? We can certainly tap into it, but can we plumb its depths? Ephesians 3:17 to 19 tells us there is indeed a way to comprehend the breadth and length, the depth and height of this great love. We do this by allowing Christ to dwell in our hearts by faith, so that we, being rooted and grounded in love, may have the experience of comprehending this love. As we come to know this love of Christ that is beyond any knowledge we may have, we become filled with all the fullness of God. That's the excerpt from Ephesians 3:17 to 19, which I paraphrased. God Himself is the embodiment of love. This love is fervent in its desire to see us live abundant lives and, as a result, demonstrate this love to others. It is a love that is sacrificial, forgiving, reckless, and unrelenting in its pursuit of seeing us come to experience the fullness of Him through His Son Jesus Christ. Experiencing the love of God is not a one-off affair. It is a continuous process. Like a perfectly cut gemstone, it has many facets, some of which seem to be hidden until it catches the light of revelation. Then we glow in the absolute beauty of basking in it. I'm going to skip over to the recklessness, the breadth of His love. So let's talk about the length of His love. Is His love limitless? He urges us in His word to forgive us 70 70 times 7. And I believe that is for each offense. Why is this? He is willing to forgive us for each offense of sin, even the besetting sins. Those are the ones that you can't seem to get rid of. The hand of the Lord is not too short to reach you. No matter how distant you may feel, He's always there, waiting for you to invite Him to intervene in your situation. The enemy will tell you he does not care. Your situation is of no significance to him. Don't believe it. If the very hairs on your head are numbered, if a hair cannot fall from your head without Him knowing about it, nothing about your life is too insignificant for Him to act on your behalf. So I'm going to talk about the reckless love. Definition of reckless: marked by lack of proper caution, careless of consequences. By its very definition, reckless suggests foolhardiness, daring, adventuresome, and even rashness. There is a song published by Bethel Music Publishing that speaks of the overwhelming, never ending, reckless love of God. For the world, love must be entered into cautiously, with great care, and never with abandon. The world, through various media, suggests holding back a piece of yourself, never giving your all. You should not have to make sacrifices. Don't trust easily. While there may be merits to these arguments for safety's sake, emotionally, physically, and even spiritually, God's love towards us is reckless in his pursuit of us. His love is driven by a desire to see us united with him, communicating with him, and restoring all things to us that was lost at the fall of man. Thankfully, he does not love as the world does. While we were his enemies, he loved us. He who lives in eternity knows all the times of our life from before the foundation of the earth. He knows everything we will do, yet he never wavers in the consistency of his love. His love is so dependable that even when we sin, we know based on his word that we can come back through repentance. Yet through all our sinning, all our repeated repentance, he still loves us and keeps making a way for us to come back. Like the father of the prodigal son, he's on the lookout for our return. He not only gladly runs to meet us, but he prepares a feast in celebration of our return. So that's an excerpt from my book. Wow. Wow, Cheryl. I'm going to put this comment that you made. Cheryl says that she is in tears. This is love. I'm glad that you like it, Cheryl. When the book is published, I will be certain to let you know. So this is the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God, and I'm so in love with him. All right, so finally, I'm going to do a poem that may not be final. Let me see. There's something else I wanted to share from the Overtures of the Bride. I hope I have the complete poem in there. Yes. So I'm going to end on that, on the on poem, this poem called The Wedded Mystery. But I want to read another poem called Gethsemane. And I wrote this poem in 2013 when I was going through an extremely rough time. But through it all, the Lord kept speaking to my spirit. And so I was never discouraged. One of the things that was really a testimony of that time was the fact that there was a time when I was under some strong narcotics because of the amount of pain. And when they eventually took me off that medication, the lady beside me said she was so encouraged by me because through all my pain, through all the drugs that were in me, she just kept hearing me shouting out, "Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord. Bless you, Lord. Hallelujah." And she said that it encouraged her to be cheerful even in her situation. And for me, that was a really big thing. So this is Gethsemane because I felt like I was really in my Gethsemane. It is the dark night of my soul. Uncertainty wages war with what I know to be true. Despair tries to find something in me to cling to. I am afflicted to my very bones. In this wilderness, voices foreign to me try to convince me that you have forgotten me. And yet, even though I am not hearing you, you have shown me in little ways that you are there. I am trusting you to lead me through this wilderness. I cannot find my way without you. The pain of not hearing you is far worse than the afflictions upon my body, and this agony is more than I can bear. Yet I say, not my will but yours. My heart will not stray from you. I am broken and trusting you to make me whole. As the heat in this wilderness beats down upon me, I see the shade you have provided, and I rest in your shadow, for I know joy comes with the dawning. Ooh, hallelujah! That made me just want to jump up and shout a really big hallelujah. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. I really, really appreciate that. Cheryl says, I'm a blessing. I hope this stream is blessing you also, to the other people that are out there and to others who will see this stream at a later date. So, we're going to close off because apparently my guest, for some reason, cannot make it. And I don't want to give you everything because, I will have another live stream. Liming with Sylvia is every second and fourth. Hey, Aunt Jackie, thank you. Thank you for coming. Sister Roxy posts me. I don't know if you can message him because it's not too late, but the man posts me. All right. So I'm going to read one of my favorite poems from Overtures of the Bride. Now, I'm literally writing all 7 books simultaneously. But, as I get ideas for one, I just write that out. As a matter of fact, because you've been such a good audience, I'm actually going to read 2 of the poems from the book for you. This is the book called Overtures of the Bride. And this is called The Wedded Mystery. I hope you enjoy it. Breathless, my heart pants for you. My excitement grows in your presence. My mind sees choreographed dances as we move in step to rhythm only my spirit hears. You are my love. In you is everything, and I lack nothing. My steps are hesitant, tentative even as my feet remember choreography from a spirit memory from before the foundation of the earth. I saw this dance, intimate, intricate, beautiful. I glowed in your presence, wrapped in your love. But my feet, they remember these steps you taught me. And now they flow, twirling, spinning, feeling safe as you lift me, effortless as we glide. We are one, wedded in the dance, wedded in the mystery. You are my love, faithful and true. Beautiful in my sight, my eyes never want to leave yours. I am lost in the pools of love that are your eyes. Deeper they draw me in, and still dancing, I realize you are inside of me, directing me, showing me, teaching me. Yet in the wedded mystery, I see myself hidden in you. Wow, tears come to my eyes. I'm not telling a lie. I love that poem, There's Subtle. Thank you, Shara. Shara says, more grace to write more. Now, let me tell you about that, the experience that led to that poem. So, I was at church and we were in worship, and the Holy Spirit came, and there was just a move, and I felt myself taken up into the heavenlies. There's another poem I wrote called Those Eyes, but it was recorded, but I can't find it. But I hope the person who recorded it can find it for me, because that was a lovely poem, and it actually was. Um, Thank you, Aunt Jackie. I appreciate that. It actually was uh, a spontaneous poem. I was asked to do a poem on Valentine's Day, and I actually had this poem, The Wedded Mystery, in front of me, but another poem came out of me called Your Eyes, Those Eyes, and it was just beautiful. beautiful. So in this experience, I was caught up in the heavenlies, and I was looking into the very eyes of Jesus, and I was so lost in that experience that somehow I was on the floor, and the service ended, and I just nobody could get me. I was just I didn't want to leave. And I remember the angel that took me up in that space. I mean, he's really snippy, and I really believe God give you angels that are like you, right? Because he's really snippy. I was like, I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to go anywhere. And let me tell you, when you have that experience of being caught up in the heavenlies, you literally have to be convinced by Jesus that, listen, your time is not up yet. You have to go back. But when you're having that experience, it's like, why in heaven's name would I want to go back? I mean, I like it here. And what happened was the angel was saying, Sylvia, them ready to lock up the church, but you are just, you're on the floor. You need to go back. Thank you, Aunt Jackie. I said that. And um, I was really not in the mood to go back. So I was on the floor, and the angel said to me, well, what you gonna do? Dead? And I said, no, I couldn't do that to my family. So I went back literally into my body. Now, to some people, this might sound ridiculous, but believe you me, it was a real experience for me. And I came back. The Lord put something in my hand, and I came back. My hands were clenched like this. And my friend Vivienne said to me, she said, Silly, she was just tapping on my hand, and she said, silly, silly, silly. And I opened my eyes and I said, here, take this. She said, what is it? I said, it was increase, but my hands were hot, like they were red and hot. So she took, by faith, she took what was in my hand. And I said, pass it on. And she passed it on, and she told others, was just saying, because it's like they recognized I was in a heavenly experience, and I was passing on something to them. And they said, what is it? And they said, it's increase. And when it actually stopped, it was when my somebody took it and said, what is? And did not take it. So they didn't receive it, and it just like everything just stopped. But when I went into my car, when I could actually stand, because it was like I didn't have any legs, my hands were still warm, and I said, God, you want me to give this to somebody else? Because like I still had what was given to me. And so I went to Vivian's house, and I touched her daughter, who said she received it. And I went to the car, and the Lord said, go back and give her a double portion, which I did. And then I went to another friend, and I did. And then when I went home, I saw my husband. I said, Ron, the Lord gave me increase. You want some? He was half asleep, and he held out his hand. And when I put my hand in his, my hand literally went cold. So that was what that poem was born out of. So now I am going to read another poem from that book, Overtures of the Bride, and it's called Hallel. Wow! And I'm going to tell you how this one actually came about. So I'm getting ready. Now, let me explain something to you. The word for Hallel is a Hebrew word which means to kiss. Okay, and so what this is word in true worship. It's such intimacy that it's like you're being kissed. And I've had times when I'm worshiping, and I just feel as if I'm getting like little butterfly kisses all over my face, and I'm like, wow! And I know to some Christians who will think that this is, I'm putting that up there. Yes, Shara, receive it by faith. And one day, come on the stream and give me the testimony. And I felt like I was getting these little butterfly kisses. And I know when I say this, a A lot of Christians are there gonna say I'm being heretic or I'm being sacrilegious. No, worship is real intimacy. When you're in that place of worship, there's no way you cannot be intimate with the love of your soul. So I'm gonna read Hallel for you. Whew, I get in goosebumps. Let me know if you like this one. Kiss me everywhere where your words can reach. Lover of my soul, hold me in passionate embrace. Touch every cell and let each one vibrate with life. Each one shouting, Halle, but gasping for breath, wanting more but not sure how to express, shouting, screaming, Halle, Halle, but I am a bride in the throes, not sure if I can handle more, so I shout, Halle, 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 experiencing the ecstasy of your presence, wanting to run from the sheer awesomeness of it, but oh, it's so sweet. Halle, like a record stuck. I am broken before you, lovesick and panting for more. The sweet aroma intoxicates, leaving me wobbly, wanting to dance and sing and shout, Halle, 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 but like a stuttering fool. But like I don't care. Halle, Halle, pour out your wine and comfort me. Regulate my heartbeat as I am calmed. Halle, Halle, Hallelujah. What do you think? Did you like that? Still no sign of my special guest. So I guess we're gonna call it a day. Shara and Jackie, others that are out there but are not in the live stream, I thank you for coming. I guess he probably got caught up in something and was not able to come on. So maybe he'll come on next week. Now remember that um, the Lyming with Sylvia is every second and fourth Thursday at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. I think a lot more people have not come on because I might have advertised it for 8 p.m. Sorry about that. But also, you can support this channel by visiting our, I'm so used to speaking for my company that I still say our. There is my store on Teesprings that are, thank you, Shara. It's teesprings.com/store/SM Dallas, and it's Sylvia's Teas and Things. There's all kind of merchandise there. So I'm gonna show you some of the stuff that, well, we have a Limitless in Jesus line of t-shirts and apparel. So this is one of the artwork for the t-shirt. You know how people would say the sky is my limit? Well, I say the sky is not my limit because I am limitless in Jesus. I can do all things through Jesus Christ who strengthens me. And here's the other one. It says push back against limits. And that's the artwork for you can get different styles of t-shirts and it will be shipped to you. Just order it and they'll ship it to you from the store. So that is teesprings.com/store/SM Dallas. So if you want to support the channel, this is how you will support it. All right. Well, that was it for Lyming with Sylvia. I hope you enjoyed your time. I hope that you are blessed and see you again on the 4th. I keep saying Saturday. I don't do live streams on Saturday. On the 4th Thursday of the month at 7 p.m. Jamaica time. And Shara, please go to your bed now so that Roxy, you clicked the wrong link. I sent you a StreamYard link. Look in your WhatsApp. Click on it so you can come into the studio. Oh, so we're not ending right now. All right. So just click on the StreamYard link that I put in your WhatsApp so that you can come into the studio. So I'm gonna wait for you. All right. Can we just wait a little because Roxy is the and Jackie can verify the favorite cousin in the family, and I wanted him to share some of our childhood stuff. And I'm gonna play a little game with him um right now. So you can just stick around. It will just be another 10 minutes and then we'll be done. Uh Let me see if I can share the link in the chat so that he can. Oh, my WhatsApp on the computer is down. All right, Roxy, waiting on you. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, since you're in the chat and we're waiting, can you tell me which of the poems you like best? We had. Did you like the poems from Overtures of the Bride? Let me see if I can find one more poem for you because there's a book in the series called The Bridegroom's Passionate Desire. So let me see if I have done. I know I did poems, but I'm not sure if I. That one is a thing that requires two. Okay, I do have a poem in here which I'll share with you, but it's really supposed to be written similar to Song of Solomon, so that you have the bridegroom speaking, then the bride speaking, and then it's like an interchange. But I'm gonna do the bridegroom's part. Receive my love because I love you deeply. I come to the garden, I find you waiting surely. Dip into the well, draw off my water living. More love, my desires to you I'm giving. Love me passionately as I embrace you tightly, because I love you for all eternity. Look up to me and let me kiss your face, your eyes, your mouth, your ears. You are beautiful to me. I have dressed you for love, decked you in fine renown. Be faithful to me, and I will bless you. I will shower my affections upon you, I will shower my affections and desires upon you. I will wash you in my glory, robe you in my righteousness, and you shall be my bride. Hallelujah. Did you like that? Roxy, where are you? What's going on here? Oh, I know what's happening. He has probably never used StreamYard before and he has to go through a little process, but just hang on. So talk to me, folks. Tell me what you liked. And Jackie, what you like? The poetry, the anecdotes, the childhood stories, you know. Oh, you probably missed the childhood stories. Well, the little anecdotes. We're just gonna wait just a few minutes. Just bear with me a little. If not, well, we're just gonna have to call it a night. Roxwell, where are you? You haven't. What? You're unable to click on the StreamYard link and come in? You want me to post it here in the chat? Oh, thank you, Auntie. Poetry is awesome. I'm basking in your praises. Would you like me to post the link here, Roxy, so that you can come on? And Jackie, would you like to come on for a bit and chat? I'd like my fans to meet my family. I must tell you, you're only able to get text. All right, let me give you the link here. There it is. See if you can click on it and get in. Listen, what's this too shy thing? Really, Aunt Jackie? Okay, I will force the situation. Roxy, what they're gonna do if you have not used StreamYard before is that they're going to send you a code because you don't have to download anything. They just send you a code to your email and you just put in the code and you're in. So once you do that, you just click on Enter Broadcast Studio and I'll put you on. So you love the poetry. Well, Aunt Jackie, when the book is finished, I'll be sure to let you know. Sharon, I just run you to your bed, but I hope you're still there. We have meds in the morning. So let me just tell you about all the things we do on this channel. Every Monday to Friday, we have meds in the morning, 5:30 a.m. Just for about 10 minutes, where we do word affirmations. We do affirmations and empower our day, empower us for the day with words from scripture. So I'm just going to show you the little intro videos that happen for that, right? All right, Roxy is here with us. Hi, Roxy, welcome. I won't beat you up for being late. How come your screen freeze up? All right. So let me finish telling them about what we do in this channel. So Monday to Friday, 5:30 a.m. we have meds in the morning. By the way, I did that video. I have many talents, but Jackie, we are a multi-talented family. um, Also on Mondays, first Mondays and third Mondays, we have Monday night in the Psalm. In the Psalms, where we just take one of the Psalms and we go through it verse by verse, line by line. And on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., we have Under My Tree. This is also scripture based, but we're doing a series called The Journey right now. And every second and fourth. Well, we know about your COVID hairstyle, Roxy. No worry about you're not lucky like me where you can say, me can just go cross the road to my body, right?
COVID hairstyle is right,
With hairstyle,
Yeah, yeah.
it's
So
alright. If
flash it.
you're rough, you can flash it. Flash it. Yeah, so also I just finished telling of the itinerary, and on second and fourth Thursdays at 7
Hmm.
p.m. we have Lyming with Sylvia, and we do like what we did here tonight. So Roxy,
Yes,
we
dear.
just want to share some childhood memories, and then I'm going to do a little game with you, right?
Okay.
All
Hmm.
right, so I don't share my childhood memories already, so share one of your childhood memories with our branch of, well, I don't even know if we have branch of the family because all of we so close and think that it's really one big family, but share one that comes to mind. All right, let me call a name. Let me call a word. Let's just go right into the game. I'm going to call a word and you
Hmm.
share a childhood memory from that. All right? So,
Wow. This is on. You should have warned me about this, so I
no,
can prepare.
no, I didn't want you to prepare. Fried dumpling.
Oh. All I can think about is this is not. You shouldn't say this is. Yeah, this is childhood. Is the frying pan that you have on the stove up there, and the black around it. It's,
Yeah, man, a well
um,
used frying pan.
yes, well used frying pan, right? It don't even level on the stove. You can,
Right.
you have to kind of catch it. But when
Yeah.
you put the dumpling on, you put the oil in there, and then the dump, you kind of
I have to start
swirl it
with the
around.
dumpling from the center so that
Yes,
so it so it don't tip over with you.
that's right. But that ties in with Carol. The last time we're down there, and Carol make some of the I don't know what I call it, festival something with saltfish and
Hmm.
met that with it with the fried dumpling and why it. it bring back some memories. It's a good thing I depicted them down there at that time. That's when we're
So they
done for
could,
Needle Train
yes.
now.
Oh, for those who don't know, Carol is my big sister. Yeah.
Yes, and but yeah, when this it just in the kitchen,
Hmm.
the gas stove, so it have the element them that the black element that the circular thing, and it raise up, and then the
Hmm.
frying pan, a big frying pan catch up on that thing, and you kind of have to be careful, and you can look out the window, and I don't know what kind of tree it was. Is a
I think it was a soursop
uh,
tree.
soursop tree, yes, soursop tree,
Right.
yes, and yeah, right. Okay, you put the window out, the pane, and it have the little catch in the window to with the
Hmm.
little holes, and you
Yes.
push it out, and it just and you clip it, so yeah, and so yeah, it's just that house brings back so many memories. It's been around for a long time,
Oh
and we
yeah.
spent so much time on it. So it's as if all the little nooks and crannies I can remember about that
Hmm.
house through its stages
Yes.
as we went, as we grew up,
Hmm.
So I don't know. You call fried dumpling, and that's what it
Come
triggered
to
me.
mind. All right. Mommy and fried chicken.
Mm, Lord, mommy and fried chicken. I don't know. Before she done fried it, everything she eat half it. Cheers.
Yeah, guys, my mother did skill at that. Okay. My mother could stand up right beside you as you're frying the chicken, and because you
Mm,
know what is going to happen, you are watching her like a hawk, man. I say, and you don't see when she move. You just don't see when
that
she leave. Piece of the chicken gone with her.
right.
Yeah, and
And
then
and 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 her voice get a little muffled.
yeah, cause the chicken is disappearing, and you don't know when
Yeah.
she do it. Me say she did skill them weird. And I don't think she really lost that skill, because it's like I remember when she got injured and I was staying with her, and I was cooking some chicken breast, and she stand up talking to me, and I said, "Move from the stove, please." And she's like, "I'm not going to trouble anything. I'm just standing up and keeping you company." I said, "No, you're not,
Mhm.
because when you leave two pieces of the chicken breast, I'm going to." She said, "Well, I may as well take it then." And she just take it out and just go on, because it never makes sense. She pretend
It don't make
anymore.
no sense.
No.
Oh, speaking of chicken, back in the days when chickens were being um, bred down there and
Hmm.
born and grown, yeah,
Oh yeah.
that.
Before you just hold that point, I wanted to
Mm,
ask you,
mm,
when you first saw those chicken houses, because we had commercial chicken
mm,
houses,
mm, mm, mm.
what was your first thought when you saw all
Wow.
them big houses
Yes.
down at the foot of the hill?
At the foot of the hill. No, that was I was amazed with this with all the chicken. I mean, I can imagine so many of these birds in one location. 'Cause, I mean, you smell like a one chicken at the back of the house, and
Ah,
in a
not
chicken
like
coop.
8,000 and 10,000 chicken.
Yeah. And I always tell the story how boy, when you pick up the eggs, and then between you and Chris and Sylvia and Elena, we don't know who, but go down the neighborhood and sell it to whoever.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, this is a factory. I mean, look ahead, them are running around the place, and the noise,
Oh, the
and,
noise. Yeah.
and the smell, of course, that's part that
Yeah.
goes with the
A chicken.
territory. Mhm. But that was, I was impressed. That was quite an operation going on there.
Yeah, man.
And to know that this is live chicken that them end up, because
You
but
used to your chicken headless and in a bag, right?
that's, well, no, that is true.
And featherless.
No, but you have to remember to say, and Peter did have chicken too,
Oh,
but
yes.
share one and two, right?
Right.
So, and then when you can see a chicken in the morning, and you can say hello to the chicken, and the next day on your plate,
I'm on your plate.
right? Right. But it's just the process, though, is that you catch the chicken, you put a bucket over your head, and him head stick out, you chop it off, and you make him run all over the place. and you come back when him done, and then you dip
Yeah,
man get
kind of
ready
like
to,
let's chase him.
but over at at Alice House now, that was a different operation. There's a professional
Oh
organization going
yes,
on over
man.
there. So
What do you mean?
yeah, and to do all of that kind of stuff there, that's a whole different ball game. So I wasn't
But
used to that, but
can I tell you that
mhm,
those chicken houses taught us a lot about business. If any member in our family don't know about business, it's
mhm.
not a lack of teaching. For
Oh,
real.
I am sure. I am sure. And I mean, Elaine even mentioned it before, that she said the exact same thing. She said that they should learn a lot about from mommy and just seeing around the business and see how things go. Yeah,
Mhm.
she picked up a lot
I
from that. You
remember
can't help it.
I remember
Go ahead.
something that happened once. Mommy was we used to bake a lot. You remember when we were down at Mayfield Close? We used to bake a lot.
Hmm.
So there were like 7 cakes at a time. Cause remember we had the book of knowledge, encyclopedias in
Hmm.
the house.
Oh,
Yeah, you know.
that's
But I don't know
wow.
if you remember that set of encyclopedias, but Volume 5 was a book about crafts and recipes and says how we learn to bake. So
Hmm.
at one point, every week there were 7 cakes in the house. And mommy found that she was buying 4 or 5 trays of eggs every week because we were just baking, baking, baking. I mean, and trust me, just because there were 7 cakes don't mean you could come cut my cake neither. Right? You cut your own cake, right? So anyway,
Okay.
mommy decided that she was going to raise layers. And so this
Hmm.
was just pre those commercial coops, right? Because when we moved up there to the current house, she was doing commercial broiler, right?
Ah, right. Uh-huh.
Right. So the people just come and collect the chickens and, clean
Hmm.
out the coop to receive the next. I can tell the first time I see 10,000 chicken and I was like, what? Oh, and I digress. We had a guy named Johnny who used to be there, and Johnny supposed to count chicken them when them, because you're taking the chickens out of the thing, but you're counting them, right? And somebody's just
Hmm.
marking off. And Johnny's supposed to count chicken, and what Johnny do? Throw out the little chicken them in the coop and start try count them as them a run. Right. But anyway, mommy decided how we got into layers. Mommy decided, all right, I'm buying all these eggs weekly. May as well raise layers, right? So she
Hmm.
raises layers. She buys 100 layers. But what she didn't count on was that when they got to a certain level of maturity, 65% of them is going to lay every day. So we're talking 65 eggs a day.
Oh.
We eat egg till we
There's no lack of protein here.
there's no lack of protein here, my friend. No lack of protein, right? And
Hmm.
when we had the excess now, mommy said, what we're going to do? No, if you recall, that was the time we stopped calling higglers. We call them informal commercial importers.
Hmm. Okay.
You remember that? Right.
Oh
So
yes. Hmm.
so mommy says, okay, what are we going to do with these excess eggs? And me with my bright sparks I'll pipe up and say, well, mommy, let's higgle. Cause you mean to me a name is just a name, right? So sorry, let's
Okay.
so we find a spot, right? Bayside, which is now Bayside in Jamaica. For the Jamaicans who are in the stream, there was Shoppers Fair supermarket right there. So we didn't go on the plaza itself, but there was a big like walkway. You
Hmm.
know, the not really the sidewalk, but what people would use as a sidewalk. So I don't know, mommy still have the sign because she keep these things, but we did a sign called eggs heap cheap, $2.50 a dozen. Because at the
Nice.
time, eggs were selling for $3.50 a dozen.
Uh-huh.
So we go and sat right in front of Shoppers Fair, but not on their property, right at the bus stop, and put up a sign and with 2 boxes of eggs. So we bag them out. And you know me's a go getter, so me just take up some bag when the bus come, jump on them, and jump and start selling. And the lady say, "How me know the egg fresh?" Trust me, I grossed out everybody in the bus. I just say, "You want to know if the egg fresh?" I just bust egg and just take it raw.
Oh, oh,
I was grossed out, but I could keep my face up and just say, you know, my mother always said me dry eye, So I look at her and say, "See, what stop you from that?" So everybody buy egg, right? All
uh-huh.
right. So after a while, so we were there like every week, and after a while, mommy ended up having like an egg shop there. But what was interesting about that is mommy told us that when I was 3, she had a diagnosis that she would. I'm gonna post Aunt Jackie's comment on the screen. She says that's gross. But hey,
Yeah.
I need to make a sale. You're crazy. After me tell my mother so me can build that spot. Me not gonna move from this up. You understand me?
Okay.
Me not move till me say something, sell something. So when she came back, she just bring me big straw hat and me say, "We almost done," and she bring another box of egg. Right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'm a regular at that spot now, and Elaine Marjorie used to come out with us, right? So she and I were there, and
She
when the
little
two of
little.
us, yeah, she little, and say when the two of us together, we always have fun anyway, right?
Uh-huh.
So what we used to do like a kind of tag team thing, right? So, oh by the way, every boss that come after, me sell off egg, right? Me just a
Of course.
sell egg.
Uh,
So we used to go to the supermarket and stand up by the egg display. And when about 6 or 7 people come, we just go, they must sell egg for $3.50 and it a sell for $2.50 outside.
ha, ha, ha.
And then we
Okay.
run outside. I remember one time we went into the supermarket to buy something and I think there was a scarcity of dark sugar at the time. So all that was on the shelves was granulated sugar. And we were in the cashier line and a lady says, and I'm gonna give it to you exactly as she said it. A hunger granulated sugar on the have. Me no want no granulated sugar. Because when me use I said when me use granulated sugar, me blood scratch me. Roxy, I don't
Uh-huh.
know. Me say for me little sister, she bust out one big bubble bath. Cause she not no behavior when she ready. And
Okay. Join the club.
well, but I expect better of her, because
Okay.
I didn't raise her like that. I always try to act with some decorum, and
Yeah.
set an
Dignity.
example. Never really work, cause half of the time me end up bust out into my real self, right? So anyway, don't worry, I said that you're tired. We're not going to go
Mhm.
much longer.
No,
But
it's all right. Yeah. I was napping. I forget. Sorry. I just fell asleep.
I understand
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
me I do some bad 3 and 4 o'clock a morning before me go bed and my live stream is at 5:30. Yeah, so basically, so this is what we would do, and so we learned this kind of guerrilla marketing like on the fly, because we would just do that, and on Sundays we'd walk around the community. That's a chicken. That's a cockatoo. That's Nikki's.
Hmm.
Does
His
he
name is
sing?
Sonny. No,
Oh,
he's
this
a
is Sunny.
kind of.
Hi,
This
Sunny.
is Sonny. Hmm.
No, is that you me talking? Me I talk to the bird. Hi, Sunny. That's the one animal I've never been able to keep as pets. As a pet, mommy
Hmm.
always taught me that birds were meant to be free. So I never did get around to keep. As soon as they got better, I would I would think there. But back to this story. So we
Mm-hmm.
learned this guerrilla marketing on the fly, as I said. So mommy would, we take eggs, and so we learn early. And I find that a lot of children are not learning this, learning to earn the keep from early. You know what I mean? Everybody talking about this
Mm-hmm.
child labor foolishness. I'm not saying you're to belabor the child, but they must learn that is not every time they must hold out their hand. They must try to find ways to help your screen freeze again. So eventually what happened was, um mommy ended up having this big egg shop out there. And so when I was 14, I was in fourth form. um Mommy said, all right, it's time to fulfill a promise I made to myself for you guys. So that would put me at 14, put Carol at 15. She was 15 at the time. She wasn't 16 yet, but we're 2 years apart.
Mm-hmm.
Chris would have been 12, and Elaine would have been 11. Okay. So what she said was, when I was 3 years old, yes, Marjorie had joined the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she had a diagnosis where the doctor gave her 6 months to live. But they didn't tell her which 6 months, so she's still going strong, right? Funny enough, at that age I got the same diagnosis, but I took the same attitude. They never tell me which 6 months, so I just I go and trod.
Mm-hmm.
So she said she asked the Lord to save her life so that she could teach us how to fend for ourselves, because she didn't want to farm us out to anybody and that kind of stuff. And the thought of other people raising us and maybe wouldn't raise us with the level of love that she would have given us. You understand? So um that was her prayer. So she said, okay, as of now, what we're gonna do, she sought permission from the schools and stuff, is I'm gonna give you each 10 dozen eggs to sell. That's to put you through school each week. Okay, so your budget, so we were taught how to budget. And so we budgeted our money, how much bus fare was going to come to, how much lunch money. The only thing she said, she would pay our school fee, she would um pay for our books and stuff. But we kind of just never bothered her about much. I think probably the only thing she paid for us was school fee, right? Because we learned to
Mm-hmm.
budget. So Carol had the first shift teachers, I had the second shift teachers, and of course order come in. Then mommy said the magic words. 'Cause all it takes is for the cash register go off in my head, right?
Mm-hmm.
She said, anything you sell over the 10 dozen, you'll get commission on. What?
So you learn what commission is.
Boss, when me work out 10% commission, me start target the the canteen. Or by the time,
Mm-hmm.
okay, when Carol left upper six, so I was a year behind her. When she left upper six, I took over her customers, right? And by the time I left Holy Childhood High School, so listen to all that I was selling now. The first shift teachers, which were Carol's teachers, clients. The second shift teachers, the ground staff. This is just a high school, right? The
Mm-hmm.
canteen, um, the monastery, the convent, the prep school, canteen, teachers, and ground staff. So let's leave the compound of Holy Childhood now. And I gone to sell to Miles Service Station, York Soda Fountain, go down the road to McDonald's, All Sides Embroidery, which is across from the school, and every higgler from halfway tree up to Village Plaza. So I would come on the bus with 12 trays of eggs. Now them days there, you try going a Spanish Town bus. It's not cute. There's no line
Oh,
to wait.
not
But
cute.
you still I come with my 12 tray of egg. And them days it was Penobalon and Bronx bus, right? So people used to go out to the hospital to catch the bus so they could get a seat, because if you wait at the terminus, you don't get a seat.
Mm-mm,
Okay?
mm-mm.
So me with my 12 trays of egg out at the bus stop. and everybody bungle up round the door. Those were the days when they used to hang off at the bus, and the
Mm-hmm.
doorman them, about two of them, one on either side, would a hold all over
Conductor.
on the bus, the doctor,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm, doctor.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so say when I turn up with my 12 tray of egg, it's like the Red Sea parting.
Okay. I egg it up.
Yeah, well, me not take no check, Me start bore with my egg, and me say, egg, I come through, and you want to see. So me have all my knapsack and my 12 tray of egg. And Lady just itch up behind me because me not going I bus without her. So she make sure
Yeah.
hold on to me, and she come in. Some Friday she had her trays of egg too. So we
Mm-hmm.
just
Okay.
when we go in, nobody me a stand up there, nobody now give me my seat. So me say, you can hold them egg here for me. No, make me give you the seat. Because you see, where the bus drive. Them not only egg for me, so when the bus make one of them bad turn, they like round a Jose Marty,
Mm-hmm.
round about. Say
Mm-hmm.
egg a go drop on people and them a go get
Mm-hmm.
like egg shampoo, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
them just get up and give me seat, right? I tell that was really an interesting time. And they used to tease me
Wow.
at school, and what I did, well, and then no, that is just 12 trays of egg. That's just for like the school and the prep school, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we have other customers. So mommy would rope in like about 12, 1 o'clock with the van. I don't know if you remember
Mm-hmm.
the little blue van where she did have one comma van. That was a story all of itself, but I'll tell that
Mm-hmm.
story in another live stream. 'Cause that was an interesting time. So when she rope in with the egg now, me give her the list of all who forget and she go deliver them. And then now here's my challenge. Getting out of school, she collect my money in time.
Ah.
But I can bust on him now because him not there. There was a little gate man named Piddy. I find out say Piddy love Guinness. So me usually buy 2 Guinness, put in a one paper bag and just give it to him and then me just screech you out the gate. And me have money for collect. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Business is business.
this is a business, man. Me a
That's
business
right.
woman right now. And it is interesting. A lot of children who used to tease me about selling egg, because they used to call me eggy and think it would bother me. So they used to tease me about selling eggs at school. And I used to laugh to myself because a lot of times I would just be passing by and hear, oh, they need this book and they can't afford it. And so I would go up to the bookstore and tell the lady, um, this person need this book. I'm paying for it, but don't tell them it's me give you. So I used to do a lot of that, and they
Mm-hmm.
never knew. But we used to give big pity him 2 Guinness every week until all one day it get back to Sister Stephanie who confronted me about it and me say, listen, sister, pity, buy egg from me like everybody else. Him just don't want it in a plastic bag for people see him business. I have since repented of the lie. Okay. A new creation in Christ Jesus. Okay. And so when I left, I had a real enterprise going on, and then mommy just started doing the egg shop, and it was just something else. But that experience, listen, you said that age from age 14 to 16, that experience made me as a business person, made
Mm-hmm.
me as someone who had an entrepreneurial mindset. And it was even during that time when I started high school, and Michael Mann, they had this thing, turn your hand, make fashion. They were doing this
Mm-hmm.
promotion. So they said, don't rely on imports, turn your hand, make fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of ingrained in me. It was just like a natural progression. So, and see, my sister and I chat to say, she proves I don't lie me, I tell, 'cause if I lie me, that tell, she'd come outside, come nudge me and give me the look. Right? But I'm telling you, that's whole that you came and saw now, this whole egg scenario, right?
Yeah.
Back then, we just and even then, mommy still had to buy eggs. And just one more experience with the whole sales thing because we were kind of ingrained in sales. There was a time mommy needed to sell 200 chickens, and she tell us that she need to sell 200 chickens. We know the side say, mommy need 200 chickens, so we have to go sell 200 chickens. And so we each sold 200 chickens.
Wow.
She We're doing broiler chickens too at the time. And she
Uh-huh.
actually meant between us we were to sell 200 chickens. But each of us sold 200 chickens. She had to go buy chicken to fill the order. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, these children don't know what they're missing.
And
I
no
mean,
clue, no clue.
tablets. I mean, it don't broaden your mind. What I do with my grandchildren, I take with them tablet and say go play. Right? It's just a
Hmm.
balloon, they play water war or something. Just go play and come out of the tablet.
Hmm.
Yeah. So
So wait, so back to your chicken days and the 14 to 14, 15 years old.
hmm,
So the amount of eggs you're selling us, so them chicken must have fired them like bullets.
listen to
Where
me,
them come
man.
from?
We did get tired of egg. The
I
worst
can imagine.
and the worst thing about that mommy could have tell us was to come wash egg. Cause egg was in the water and it would get
Hmm.
smelly and and then you put your hand down in there, you feel the slimy. Cause by then,
Mm.
we don't want to see nothing named egg,
Mm-mm.
right? It's from that time, from that day that I swallowed that raw egg. I
Hmm.
never, even today, looking on food videos where they do the sunny side up egg and then they cut it and you see the runny. Listen,
Hmm.
you can't put a fry egg in front of me with the egg you
Hmm.
are running. I will not eat it. You see, if I boil an egg and it's not fully boiled, so you can make note of this whenever me come to stay at your yard. Okay, and Jackie, well boiled egg here.
Well boiled, okay. We can
Boil it must be rock hard
boil
as we're concerned.
till the shell crack. Hmm.
Shell crack.
Okay.
Yeah, man, but no, by then, she had expanded the operation and she was actually buying from other egg farmers to
Hmm.
keep with the supply and demand.
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
was a good time though. It was a good time.
Oh yes, oh yeah. That was very impressive, I have to say. I
Oh well,
know.
you did the Monroe and all over the place, so we only saw you at
Yeah,
time, you know.
yeah. But when you come down, on top of the hill, and you look down, and you see that this
Sprawl,
thing, this sprawl
sprawl.
running, things going on, and then you go down the hill, and you have to climb up the hill. I mean, at least driving up there was treacherous.
Yeah,
Um,
that corner.
exactly that kind of stuff. But it was fun times though. It was good, you
Well,
know.
as you said that, I remember we had an L-shaped cube up at the top part, right on the
Hmm.
level with the books. And there's an incident, and I'm gonna close after this. There's an incident that happened that I'll never forget. No, it was layers, so they're all hens, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Oh, and Carol told me that one of our friends, when he first came and he saw the cubs, he said, "So how do you live in there? Because they didn't have chickens." What about doors? And she said she had to calm him down and said, "No, that's not where we live. It's up there." So. But I remember this particular cube was L-shaped and it held 15,000 chickens. And in that 15,000 chickens, you had about 10 or so brown chickens, which give you the brown eggs, and then the white chickens.
Hmm.
Anyway, my grandmother gave us a rooster. And mommy decided, okay, she wasn't ready to eat him yet. So she put him in the cob. When she put him
Hmm.
in the 15,000 chickens squatted.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
15,000. That's where the song come from. That's, that- that's where the song come from. Chasing him around the corner.
Well, listen to me. The rooster went in with his plumes in fine order. Years
Oh.
later, the brother tried to dry himself on the ground to get to the feed pot. Mommy had to take and put inside the feed pot. No, you said I think it's 15. And the brown fowl them, When him recover them, just
Mhm.
take him over, them fight off every white hen we try come here him. We have to put him out there in misery and stew him.
It's for your own good, son.
You have suffered enough. Plus, we don't want your mother now. Because me, I tell you, when I saw him 2 days later, I swear him never have not an ounce of fat on him. We have to fight him up back and put him out there in misery.
Oh Lord.
Anyway, for coming on. I really appreciate
Yes,
it. And thank you, my
no problem.
audience who is out there. Thank you to the people who will see this chat. Don't forget to, let me just put it up there. I like my little videos that I do. So let me see if I can find it.
Mm.
Don't forget to like, comment, and
Uh-huh.
share,
Sure there.
subscribe. Click the notification bell so you can know when I'm going to do this again. Have you subscribed to my channel yet, Roxy? Make sure.
Yeah, yes, I think I have subscribed.
May I look for you? You know? And Jack,
And
and Jackie,
Jackie, love you.
thank you
Elaine,
for
you're on
coming.
there.
Yeah, man, she's there.
Bye,
Thank you for
Elaine.
coming.
All
Bye
right.
bye. Have a wonderful day, everybody. So for those who coming in the stream tomorrow, remember meds in the morning at 5:30. Have a wonderful night and thank you for being with us. Thank you, Roxy, once more. You may be
All
kind of back
right.
go sleep.
Look more then.
Take care.
Bye. Love.
Let me video there. Well,